wait for us till the time when we're trying to have a sacred connection with God or a sacred moment with God, it begins to play out. So in this video, I'm going to be listing out 4 practical steps that has helped or that will help you to be able to avoid distractions while praying. These steps I actually took these steps to help me avoid distractions while praying. I haven't gotten to perfection on this, but these steps really helped me to avoid distractions while praying. So before we dive into the video, hi guys, welcome to the channel where we explore the beauty and challenges of being a Christian and a Christian woman as well. In this video today, we're going to delve into something super interesting, which I believe that a lot of us struggle with as Christians, and that is distractions with prayer. I believe this video is kind of echoing already. This place is super quiet. It's really quiet. I love how quiet it is, but I know it's going to affect this video. But guys, just bear with me. Let's finish this video. Let's do this. We live in a really fast-paced world that's got so much activities going on. We're doing one thing or the other. There's a lot going on for us on a daily basis, and as such we get all of these activities compound, and all of the minor conversations and thoughts we have during these activities compound and wait for us till the time when we're trying to have a sacred connection with God or a sacred moment with God. It begins to it begins to play out. So in this video, I'm going to be listing out 4 practical steps that has helped or that will help you to be able to avoid distractions while praying. These steps I actually took these steps to help me avoid distractions while praying. I haven't gotten to perfection on this, but these steps really helped me to avoid distractions while praying. So they are more like my method or my steps which I took. So I'm going to be sharing it with you guys, so you can pick whichever one you want to try out and try it on. And if it works, I really appreciate your comments in the comment section. But before we dive into the video, please give this video a like if you're enjoying it already, and don't forget to subscribe to join the community and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified when next I upload another exciting video. So let's get into the video. The first step into avoiding or getting your prayer session devoid of distraction is getting your mind together. There's something about being in charge of our mind as Christians. As Christians, we ought to be in charge of our mind. We ought to be in charge of what goes on in our mind. And to that, I actually read this book that's really helped me to control my mind, to control my thoughts, and it's called The Untethered Soul. I will link it. I will put the picture here. Meanwhile, I will put the link in the description for you in case you need the soft copy. I'll drop a link in the description, so you could just follow the link and I will send you the soft copy of it. The book really helped me. It was written by Michael Singer, and it's really helped me to be able to understand my thought pattern, to be able to understand that my mind will always think of things and that I can actually silence it. It helped me to understand that it would always think of anything that it sees, but I should learn to accommodate it. So the book really helped me to understand my mind, and like sometimes I just smile at my mind when it is thinking of so many things. So understanding how my mind works really helped me, even in time of prayer. Understood that whenever it is beginning to say something or beginning to think of something, I just have to leave it behind and ignore it the way you ignore something you are not interested in. So the book helped me not to accommodate it, but to learn to ignore it when I need to ignore it. It just helps me to be in charge of my mind. And that really helped me also in my prayer session. It transcended to my prayer session. I was able to control my thoughts during my prayer session. And then the second point that helped me to be able to avoid distractions while praying is having the right thoughts. Guys, there's a difference between getting your mind together and having the right thoughts. You might get your mind together and just let it wave and think of whatever it wants to think of, and then you might train your mind to have the right thoughts. So it's either you pick one, it's either you learn to get your mind together or you train it to have the thoughts. But I would always prefer the latter, training your mind to have the right thoughts. In Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, it says, "Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are honest, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. So as Christians, we are encouraged to fill our mind with good thoughts and pure thoughts. And that's where we had the point where we're supposed to have the right thoughts. Because it's quite surprising that all of these thoughts come to play when we are praying. Why did he say that to me? Why did she speak rudely to me? Did I speak that bad? He doesn't love me again? She doesn't like me again? Are we breaking up? Are we having issues? All of those thoughts, they keep creeping in when once we're trying to pray, and that would deter your prayer. That would deter the connection you're trying to create with God during your prayer. But when we fill our mind, we will purge our mind of all of those thoughts and fill it with pure thoughts, with good thoughts, the thoughts that are full of praises, by the way. You realize that throughout the day, it's a conscious effort. It's not going to be easy. Trust me, it wasn't easy for me when I started. But with time, it's been really, really helpful, because we live in a world where unconsciously you get to hear things that even you don't want to hear. You're passing by and there's a worldly music blasting by the corner, and then you like unconsciously vibe to it. So we live in that kind of world where sometimes we unconsciously get to hear these things even when we don't want to listen to them as Christians. So sometimes when we listen to them, we begin to internalize them. Maybe it's a conversation between two persons you were just opportune to hear, maybe in a taxi, and then you begin to internalize this conversation. And after, you don't just end at internalizing it at that point. During your prayer session, it comes up to play while you're praying. Things like that are supposed to, it's a conscious effort, like I said. It might not be easy at the start, but it is worth it and it is doable. So as Christians, we are encouraged to fill our mind with good thoughts, so that during our prayer session, those good thoughts will be what will be coming up at that point when we are praying. And then over to the next point is pray about your distractions. This point really helped me, guys. I learned to pray about what was distracting me at that point. I didn't keep it by the corner. I learned to address it at that point, and it was really, really helpful. If you're distracted about your day or something that happened during the day, talk to God about it. At that point, it doesn't matter if you were interceding at that point or if you were asking for forgiveness at that point. Put it down and pray about what happened. Tell him, I am feeling distracted about this. Please, can you take it away? Can you help me not to be distracted about this so I can concentrate on what I'm going to do? Because you can't concentrate on the boat. You can't be asking for forgiveness and still having that thought at the back of your mind. It's not going to work. So it helped me to always move that particular thought and give it to him, and then concentrate on what mattered at that moment. So praying about my distraction was a huge one for me. It helped me to avoid those distractions. It helped me to avoid all of the thoughts, all of the wavy thoughts, all the thoughts that were coming to my mind while praying. It's a super, super helpful method for me. And then over to the final one, which was a game changer for me, was speaking out your prayer. Guys, for one, growing up, I didn't like the idea of speaking up my prayer, coupled with the fact that my church, I go to Church of Christ, we are taught to pray in silence and to communicate to God in silence, believing that God will answer us and he will hear our prayer even in the depths of our heart. But then, having issues with not with distractions while praying could actually make it very difficult for you to be able to pray in silence. So I started learning to speak up my prayer, or speak out, not scream, not shout, but I started learning to speak out, which helped me to better connect with God more. It was just felt like me having this conversation I'm having with you now. It was better off than when I thought of speaking in my mind or doing my prayer in my mind. So speaking out helped me so well to be able to avoid distractions, while I was praying. So you might want to try that out. Like I said, it was a game changer for me. It was a skill I had to come and learn at some point, because before I was always thinking I could do it in my mind, but I realized that my mind was already containing a lot of things. So I had to devise another means to stay away from all of the distractions, to stay away from all of the going back and forward movements during prayer. So I learned to speak out my prayer and say out what I wanted to say or what I wanted to speak to God about, not screaming, not shouting, just in silent or calm whispers to him. So guys, these are the practical steps I took that was helpful to me, which could be, and I believe will be really helpful to you. If you've actually experienced this as a Christian and you have your own medium or means to avoid them, please, we really appreciate, I particularly will really appreciate your comments in the comment section. Like I told you, I am still working on this, but these are the steps I learned. I could learn from you what measures you took in place to be able to avoid this distraction. And there are a lot of people who are still facing this that would also love to learn from you. If you enjoyed this video and you watched up to this point, thank you very much, and please give this video a like, and don't forget to join the community by subscribing. Turn on your notifications so that you'll be notified when next I upload a video. I'll see you guys in the next video.